what's going on with all of this. This was all planned. They know it, and they subliminally seeded it in to our mainstream media and entertainment. And this is how they get us to basically give in to all this, because subliminally you've already been exposed to it and programmed to it. And then you just subliminally go along with it. So, Trump, of course, is defending his efforts to fast track the VC. And of course he's going to do that, right? Because it's left versus right. And, in this case, this is, I guess, a really good example of this happening in history was right after Blind 11. We're coming up on the anniversary here. And remember those films came out? Michael Moore blasting Bush for all this. And all the people on the right, they hated Michael Moore, right? But it turns out that some of what Michael Moore was saying was correct. But he got a lot of it wrong, of course. But I remember being in the right-left paradigm. And I am right-leaning, if you want to put a definition on it. But I don't sign up to the right-left paradigm, because all of that is created to do exactly what it's doing, manipulate your mind. And they both work together on this chessboard, the 8x8 chessboard, to manipulate your mind. And they push forward their agenda, which is all the same agenda at the top. So of course Trump is upset, and he's calling them anti-VCers. Now, isn't that funny? Because what does that make all of us then? But sadly, many people who support Trump will, just to spite Biden and Harris, they will defend Trump on this. And then all of a sudden, think of the confusion. Think about how confused someone's mind would be. Wait a minute, I don't believe in these, but Trump's making them, but the left's against them, so it must be good. And you see how this works. When you don't stand on your own moral ground and instead you choose a team, you're going to fail every time, because the team is manipulating you. They're all on the same team at the top. And they play these little games, and this is how Trump is going to get more and more people to take his VC, by being opposed by the left. And then all of the Trump supporters will just go do it and go take it just because the left opposes Trump on it. You see how this works now? Is it becoming clear? Schoolyard antics. So, what's going on with this? Well, think about what's really happening right now. Even if Trump allows us these exemptions, what about the next president? And the president after that? And if he's calling Kamala and Biden anti-VCers, what does that make all of us? What does that make me? Now, the other white elephant in the room is all the people who do decide to take the VC, who could be hurt by it. You guys, this is a brand new technology, never been tested on humans before. It involves DNA and RNA, the basic building blocks of life. They're rushing through this. What will the end product be? Will it be safe? Well, I don't want anything stuck in my arm. I don't care how safe they tell me it is. Because I have faith. My faith tells me that I rely on the BLOOD of Jesus instead of a promise from liars.
Israel, we all know we only worship the Most High. We worship the Most High only. No one else.
And so everyone's going on and on about Trump making this optional, which they really believe that he's going to make it optional. But what about the people who do take it? We don't care about those people anymore? What about those people that are actually harmed by it? What, we left our sympathy at the door? He is at the forefront of creating something that could harm a lot of people. Here's the facts. For a less than 1% mortality rate, we shouldn't be spending trillions of dollars doing anything. All of these ventilators and warp speed and the economy basically crawling right now should have never happened for a less than 1% mortality rate. The cost is just too high for the amount of lives that they theoretically say could be saved. So you have to ask yourself, what's really going on here? Is Kamala playing devil's advocate so that Trump supporters will oppose her and then they'll all run to get the VC? That's what I think's going on here. And that's how the right-left paradigm works. Mental manipulation, mind control. The same way that fake wrestling federations were able to fill entire stadiums, even though people knew what they were watching was fake. So, on to the next story. They're now considering paying people $1,000 to take the VC. This is unbelievable. Public health experts are increasingly concerned about the possibility that a CVVC will be successfully developed, but not enough Americans will be willing to receive it. Shut her down. We don't need to hear her talking. About 70% of the population represents the threshold. So see, they need this. If 70% of people don't take this, it will be forced. Mark my words. Okay? Given the potential problem, an expert at the Brookings Institute suggests that the government pay Americans $1,000 each to take it. So they're really pushing for this herd immunity. And you know what's sad? A lot of people will take this. Here's, of course, the map. They like to show us these maps, right? Now, if this was such a great and dangerous disease and the threat was so real, why would they have to pay people to take anything? You got to use your critical thinking and common sense. Make sure we're connected here before we go on. Now, somebody sent me a Stargate episode, and I'm editing that right now. I'll upload that, and then on the 10th of September, we will do a full show on it because it's that important. In the Stargate episode, they actually show and talk about a biological device that targets certain people by race and causes sterilization. Unbelievable. So I got that in a montage. I'll break all that down. And on to the next story. Well, you know how there was this moratorium on evictions? Remember how excited everyone got? Oh, we don't have to pay our rent anymore. You guys, there's nothing free in life. With the government, there's something free. They all at the top get to enjoy all kinds of free stuff. But us down here, we don't get anything for free. Yes, Trump is deferring the evictions, but what's really going on with this? Well, you're only going to know if you dig deeper. If you're living in the right-left paradigm, you'll jump up and down and wave signs for Trump saying, look it, he cares about us. He's not going to let us get thrown out on the street because of this. He's trying. But if you sit and read exactly what's going on, then you'll understand that there's no protection for you. You get a 3-month holiday till the end of the year. Guess what happens after that? You got to pay all that rent back with penalties and interest. So what good does that do somebody making $25,000 a year? Absolutely nothing, because now they're sitting on $5 to $10 grand worth of debt in penalties, fees, and rent that they didn't pay during the moratorium. And nobody in their right mind is going to do that. So I ask the question again. What is really happening here? It's smoke and mirrors. How about, you know how Trump wrote checks to all the 501c3 churches that are now supporting him for the first time in history? Well, look, I don't endorse sending a check to anybody. But if they're going to be, consistent with this, why not pay the banks for the people's mortgages so that the landlords don't have to collect this money? But they're not doing that, you see. Instead, they're bailing out the corporations, the billionaires, not you and me. So at the end of the day, again, he doesn't care about us down on this level. This is just smoke and mirrors to make it all look good. So, this is the update on what's been going on with everything to help you guys clarify what's going on, because we're not told the truth. This is why you guys tune into channels like this, because we break everything down. I'll put links to this in the pinned comment. Appreciate everybody that showed up to the show. Let's go in here in the comment section here in the chat. How about they just let us go back to normal? That's what everybody really wants, right? Let the chips fall where they may. Most people who get it are older. Other conditions. Make them quarantine, not the entire United States and the world. I mean, am I dumb here or what? I mean, I don't know what's going on. I mean, are these people even thinking? You can't shut down the entire world, but I guess they just did, didn't they? And everybody listened. So, they're not making 300 million doses for nothing. That's not going to get thrown in the garbage. It will get distributed one way or the other. These things have a shelf life. So there you go. I see all you guys in the chat. It's really good to see you. Regal Rodents, there's Aphrodite Rose, Starfire, Pepperami, Michael, Lindsay, Aximus, Lisa. There's memberships. Please do it through the link in the description so that we can continue on with this work. You guys, this work, gosh, I mean, it goes on because every single thing that they put in front of us is manipulation. Every single thing. That's the purpose of it. I'm starting to wonder if the entire purpose of entertainment media is just that. It's like a Pied Piper. And the better actors that they can get to fill the agenda, that's why the actors are so rewarded. Think about it. Look back in history. The actor equivalents of their day were very poor. Why do actors get paid so much money in our modern times? It's because they are the manipulators. They follow the script, not the scripture. They climb inside of our minds and steer public opinion and everything else. And it is strong sorcery. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Now, we all here have been given the gift to see this stuff. It isn't just me watching this channel. You know, the Stargate episode that we're going to break down, that was sent to me. I didn't go digging for that. 19 years ago, you guys. 19 years ago, this episode came out. 11 days before Blind 11, which had 111 days left in a year. This aired on television. And here they were, talking about what we're experiencing 19 years later. And so thank you to the subscriber that sent that to me. And this is why our channel, and this is why I say we all the time. People ask me, why do you say we? Why do you say our? Who's running the channel? We all are running the channel. It's all of us together. Most of the stuff that I cover comes from you guys. And I've just been given eyes to break it down, see it, edit it for you, talk about it, so that you know you're not crazy. Because that's what they want you to think you are. They want you to think you're crazy. That when you see some of this programming in an episode of some TV show, some random show that you're just watching for entertainment, and all of a sudden you're going, wait a minute, why are they wearing masks? Why are they talking about BLOOD? Why are they talking about... You guys, we're on to something with this vampire angle. Okay? The bite of the neck. I truly, in my heart, believe that that is a metaphor for the VCs. I firmly believe that at this point. There have been too many films showing injections in the neck Okay? Too many. It's the serpent. And he wants to input his, he wants to interface with us. Things. I wouldn't be shocked if this VC that comes out has 2 needles. Like fangs. And this is why we need to break this stuff down, because you would never ever know any of this if you didn't see the pre-programming for what it was. So, that's about all I have for you guys. I love each and every one of you. We'll be back on here bright and early tomorrow.